As I was growing up, I was a big Beatnik fan, a big Jack Kerouac fan, and I feel like a lot of my very early writing that will never, ever see the light of day again is influenced by that. And I went through a period where I said that Jack Kerouac is temporarily life-changing. But that's not really true. I think the effects linger, but it's certainly not my only influence anymore. And I like the beats for what they are, and I think I appreciate them in a very different way when I'm older. But as I got later into high school and more into college, I started reading a lot of Kurt Vonnegut, which I think for so many people these days is a life changer. You read Kurt Vonnegut and you realize what people can do and that things are funnier than they think, and to really embrace dark humor. And I feel like that's one of the big things that I was able to do in this book, is that there are several moments of very good dark humor that I would hope Kurt Vonnegut would be happy with. I would hope. I guess we'll never know. Aside from him, more contemporary writers, I'm a big fan of Amy Hempel, who's a short story writer. I think she's a writer's writer. Most readers don't come across her. Her stories are very pared down, and that's pretty much my style, sentence by sentence. I always try to be a little bit of a minimalist, less is more kind of thing. Alan Warner is a Scottish writer that almost no one in America knows about, but he wrote a book called Morvern Callar that came out in the late 90s. It was made into a movie in 2002, 2003. And it's written in the Scottish dialect, and I by no means tried to do anything like that. There's no dialect at all in my book. But he integrated popular music into his character, into Morvern, who is the main character of his novel, in a way that I never knew you could do. I never knew that popular music and literature would mix quite so well. And so that was one of the things that I tried to do with Nathan, was really make him such a grunge music fan that it was part of his consciousness, and that using that popular culture, the music mostly, but also just some movies and things from the 90s, integrating it into the book stopped being name dropping and started being character building. And I didn't really know you could do it quite that way until he did it, and I love his work. I also love James Salter, who just came out with a new novel. I loved Iris Murdoch, who has written about 26 novels, and one day I will get to all of them, but not quite. And another just contemporary writer, Alice Munro, is fabulous, who I think probably doesn't get out of English classrooms enough. More people need to read her. She's fabulous.